You're listening to Chugging Bleach, the only podcast where the bounce count.
Welcome to Chugging Bleach, the Bleach anime review / recap podcast where we watch all of Bleach the anime. I'm your host, Bob Video Games. With me, as usual, Dan Video Games.
Engage.
Dr. Agro.
It's like filler, but real.
And Chris Wolfhart.
They are having a mid-off.
Really are. And this time we covered episodes 215 through 229. That's right, we did an entire arc. This arc has two names I found online. I like this one more. The Arin Car Part 5.
Oh, that's a really accurate title.
Battle in Karakura.
Yeah, that's 100% what I just watched, a Part 5.
Yes.
Yup.
The other title I have, which I'm not a fan of.
Okay.
Because it implies something that is truly not.
Our new segment, we're judging your arc titles, Internet.
Arin Car, Decisive Battle of Karakura arc. There was nothing decisive here.
I mean, I guess
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all.
Spoilers.
Decided. Fucking. Literally nothing got decided here. Also, can we really call this an arc? That's like calling it a bridge when you put 10 stones on the ground near a cliff.
They called it an arc. We are now exiting the arc and going to something else afterwards, so it's an arc. I'm sorry.
I would say this is an arc. It was an arc full of irrelevant bullshit, but still an arc.
It didn't really conclude. It feels like
Those thought that section of the arc concluded. Part 5 concluded.
See what you just said. See what you just said. That section of the arc.
Hey, Dan, I want you to draw an arc,
Uh-huh.
all right? And then like draw a line through it. Now you got two arcs.
I drew a boat. This is not two boats, actually.
I mean, they're of diminished quality, but that's still two boats.
Two boats that will not work. But that's fine. That's what we're dealing with shonen anime in 2009.
That's what the haters of the Titanic said, right? They were like, there's no way you can saw this in half and it'll still work. And then that guy's like, I'm going to find the nearest iceberg and prove myself right. Oh my God, Bob. Before we even get into this, I knew a lot of people gave up on Bleach by now. And then we watched this, and I cannot imagine.
I mean, it was in watching this, which I was going to say this for my review part.
Sure.
But I'll go ahead and say it now. This is what broke me and made me just read the manga. Because you don't go through that much filler and other nonsense to get to this and go right back to filler.
Yep.
It feels terrible.
It's horrible. This is, if I had known about this moment we're going through right now, who even knows if the show would have been made?
Yeah.
That's right, person who found the clip of old Dan saying there's no way in hell I'm doing a Bleach podcast. That guy was right. The current Dan is the fool.
But I guess we need to find out what's in these arcs, or in this arc, rather.
Yeah. Well, did we cover what episodes we watched, Bob? Did we cover?
I opened with that. It's
Okay.
215 through 229.
And why did we watch so many?
Because that was the entire arc, and right after that, we're going to filler. You know it. Good times.
Have we watched entire arcs this whole time? This feels like a change.
This is absolutely a change. We watched a ton of Bleach.
I don't know. This is just as much an arc as 5 random episodes.
I know. But this is what they technically, officially online, the Karakurizer is part of this arc. Which, that's too good. That's its own arc.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, that doesn't deserve to be a part of this. Karakurizer had conclusions, explosions, sexual
It had
assault.
forward momentum and things that concluded.
It was, in fact, a decisive battle of Karakura.
Fact.
But before we get into the episodes, I need to hear about Patreon, where you can hear this show early and start watching Bleach even faster.
And you're going to have to watch fast to catch up with us. You can go to patreon.com/gbpodcast. For $5 a month, you get early access to this and many other benefits that I don't talk about on this show. But if you're listening to this on YouTube, there is almost certainly an extra episode waiting for you on the Patreon. You better get on that fast, because the speed is only going to increase from here.
Yes, fair warning right now. We are watching the entirety of the filler arc. And that'll be one episode.
And that's technically 2 filler arcs.
Yeah, if we want to say the Bout was 2 filler arcs, then it's the same thing.
No, I'm not even sure these two are related.
What?
Oh,
No.
oh.
What?
Can't wait.
I hope.
Like I'm mad enough at regular Bleach. I can't wait for this filler arc.
I hope the rest of my life I don't hold this, let's say, second half of Bleach against the first half of Bleach.
Yeah, no, it really does. It really does break down. It's so bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's been great to have joined right when this started happening.
Yeah.
Hey, I will give Bleach this. Unlike a lot of anime, if you cut out every single filler episode, it's possible to cut out every single filler episode. And a lot of them, it's like, yeah, we covered 3 pages in 20 minutes. So it just gets totally annihilated.
Mm-hmm.
At least this still kind of moves briskly, sort of. Not so much this month.
This month.
This month is real rough.
Oh my God, is it rough? And before we get into this, I want to remind people, one of the last things we saw at the end of the tiny prequel, canonical, definitely not filler thing was the Vizards heading off to this battle. Now, let us talk about the 15 episodes that definitely included anything to do with that, right?
Uh-huh. Chris, can you tell us about the Vizards, please?
He's like, I could Google it. One moment.
Okay, so Aizen and his guys got to Karakura Town. All the remaining captains and lieutenants of the 13 court guard squads are there. Aizen basically says, it doesn't matter that you swapped out the town. I'll just kill you and then go to Soul Society and do it. Also, I left Las Noches in the hands of Ulquiorra, which matters for some reason, I guess.
I guess.
And then he bursts out of the like the negative space that Grimjow trapped him in. I'm like, okay, I get that he's number 4. Your plan seems to rely on Byakuya and Kenpachi, not just them basically going, the protagonist will fight him. We'll just chill for a while.
Yeah, if all 3 of them showed up, that guy would just vanish.
I think if either of the ones other than Ichigo showed up, he would just vanish.
No, Ulquiorra is definitely strong enough to take off Kenpachi.
Uh-huh.
Kenpachi didn't utterly humiliate the 5th guy. I'm sure the 4th guy, that's enough of a gap to matter.
Reminder, he's remembered to use both hands. Ulquiorra would be done instantly.
Like, if somebody suggests to him some minor strategy, it's fucking over.
He's gonna blow up Las Noches in one swing.
Yeah, it's like, okay, Kenpachi, instead of aiming at them, aim at where they're going to be.
I never thought of that.
But Ichigo senses that it's now time for him to go fight the rival and rushes off to do that.
What are you talking about? Grimjow's already beaten.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Grimjow.
In Karakura Town, Yamamoto's like, I'm sick of you fucks, and uses his Shikai and makes like a big wall of flame to trap Aizen, Tosin, and Gin. During all this, we get like a scene of Hollows in the next town getting killed by ambient spiritual pressure, and the replacement Soul Reaper who helped Ichigo fight Grand Fisher save a little girl ghost from these hollows before they collapse dying. And he kind of comes off like a pedophile now.
Your panties are showing. Oh, that's all right. Okay. We all have to live with that line now.
Ulquiorra is creeping on Orihime a little bit. The shitty Arrancar stealth force and their shitty horned jobber leader, whose name I don't even fucking remember, fuck him, tried to delay Ichigo, but then everybody else, Chad, Rukia, and Renji, are like, yeah, we're gonna beat your ass. Like, you guys are all jobbers. Ichigo doesn't even have to pretend that you matter. And then Ichigo gets to Ulquiorra and is gonna fight him, I guess. For this entire stretch, recaps are now 5 minutes long.
Yep.
So, yeah, at the beginning of every episode, it's like, you want to see 5 minutes of the last few episodes? And I'm like, no, I don't.
Something I've enjoyed intensely watching through One Piece on Netflix is they have a button Where it's like, I will skip the intro into all of the recap. Thank you.
Awesome.
Everything needs that.
And yet somehow, while making Blu-rays of these animes, they couldn't put a fucking chapter past the recap on any of them.
No. This is like the worst about having ideas as far as Blu-rays go.
Yeah. But that was everything that happened in this episode. Substitute Shinigami work journal. Rukia, but by the way, we are moving to faster recaps. The end of the very end of every episode segment will be recapped normally because they're delightful. Rukia struggles to open Ichigo's closet because it's over full because she put everyone's Gigai in it. Renji, Ikaku, Yumachika, Rangiku, all of them. It looks like Ichigo has a crippling real doll addiction. And then it's like, substitute Soul Reapers can't refuse requests from any real Soul Reaper, which seems like made up. I think Rukia is making this shit up as she goes along.
Mm-hmm. It's just a list of shit we tell Ichigo.
Yeah.
Episode 216, Ichigo gets to Orihime and Ulquiorra, and Ulquiorra draws his sword, and Ichigo acts like that's a sick own that he made Ulquiorra draw his sword before they started fighting. Then back in Karakura Town, Baragon, that is the old man Espada, takes command since Aizen and all ever is trapped inside Yamamoto's fire prison, and the other two are like, fucking whatever. I don't give a shit. Who cares?
I thought Baragon was like a classic Japanese arcade game.
It might be.
When's the Espada named Truxton gonna show up?
That would be so
God, that's
good.
so likely.
That's so good.
He's like, okay, they're keeping the real Karakura Town and Soul Society with these 4 pillars. Giant hollow kaiju, go destroy these 4 pillars. And Omaida, Yoruichi's fucking lieutenant, is like, oh my god, they're gonna destroy the pillars. We're all doomed. Oh my god. And then Yamamoto's basically like, are you fucking stupid? I put people there to protect them. And the people he put there to protect them are Ikaku, Yumachika, Izuru, and Shuhei, and they each easily defeat these kaiju. And then Baragon sends his Freshion up against them. The one Ikaku is fighting looks like Fuck Hands McMike. Like he has really long arms that end in giant fucking hands.
Yeah.
They're introduced to each other. Ikaku's fighting a guy named Pao. Yumachika's fighting a guy named Charlotte. Izuru is fighting a guy named Avirama. And Shuhei is fighting a guy named Findor.
Findor is the funniest fucking name. We can all agree. And also, he looks like fucked up Hakumen. Like if Hakumen got weird.
I think he looks like, God. Because he has that weird mask over his face. He looks like Zex Marquis.
Yeah, he does start to look more and more like that as the mask gets damaged. Spoilers.
Yeah, he made me think of Berserk. Like there's just something about his energy.
He definitely looks like that. But that was all that was in this episode.
Yeah,
That was it. Also, the purple hair one's clearly JoJo's coded.
absolutely.
So it being Berserk makes sense. It just seems like he went, I need 4 more.
You don't, though. You don't.
Here we go. My editor's going to shoot me out of a cannon if I don't drop 4
Yeah.
more
Damn it.
people.
This is where Bleach gets really bogged down in like, okay, there's 26 Soul Society characters. Every single one needs to fight somebody.
Yeah, like none of these guys needed to fight. None of them. Absolutely none.
And these are the good fights of this episode set.
Yeah.
Substitutes Shinigami work journal. Substitutes teach normal Soul Reapers about the living world. Renji wants to know all about eyeglasses so he can take them back to Soul Society as a souvenir, and we cut to him giving Byakuya glasses with heart-shaped lenses, but he doesn't want them.
It's so good because he's like, these are for you. And before he can finish saying it, Byakuya's like, no. It just crushes them or whatever. It's so funny how abrupt it was. Also, I swear to God, he had those glasses, not Byakuya, other guy, in one of the drawings that's in an ED or something.
I think so. I think that he's had those in some other part.
Yeah, Renji
Yes.
also had his own pair of tacky glasses he was wearing over his headband.
Yes, I swear to God, he had that in an ED or an opening.
It might have
before
even
now.
showed up in a movie.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, possibly.
Because I swear I considered it for best dressed.
Episode 217. Everybody fights. The main focus of the fight this arc is Yumachika, but Izuru cuts Avirama, and then Avirama releases his sword, and it's called Agila, and he turns into a big bird man. Yumachika is fighting Charlotte, who is like a big buff dude with long purple hair, and he's like that standard archetype where he's like obsessed with beauty, but he's like a giant, huge buff dude. They fight and call each other ugly, and then like, okay, whoever dies is the ugly one. And then Charlotte does his release, which is a magical girl transformation. It seemingly just makes him like stronger and faster, and he starts fucking wailing on Yumachika. And then Yumachika gets trapped in like a prison of black thorns, and he's like, this hides everything from sight and shields your reiatsu, your spiritual pressure. So you'll die and no one will know that you died. Isn't that so sad? And then Yumachika says that he's glad nobody can see it so he can use his actual sword. His previous Shikai was a lie. His real Shikai is this thing that the sword's blade disappears and it makes like vines that drain all your spiritual pressure and turns it into roses. And he does that and owns Charlotte.
You know, it's kind of cool, but also him and Ikaku suck. They absolutely suck for doing this.
For the record, even if I was fully recapping these, they wouldn't be much longer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These episodes are thin.
And that's why we're losing our minds.
Yeah. All of these fights, if you really wanted them, should have been 2 episodes. Because
yeah, probably
there's not much happening here. You get punched around a bunch.
I will say my I haven't had a chance to say this yet, but I'm convinced that Kubo really liked Mega Man Zero because those games predate Bleach even starting. And later on, they start having guys who dress in all white and then yell an animal name and turn into an animal guy that you have to fight.
Yeah.
One of the guys in this really feels like he came from Mega Man Zero.
Yeah, I know which design you're talking about.
Substitute Shinigami Work Journal. Isane and Rangiku are shopping. Women be shopping. They force Ichigo to store their shopping. That's it.
Isane had a cute outfit. It might be best dressed. I don't know.
It's
Unclear.
It's true. 218. Yumachika explains that he hides his Zanpakuto's real power because it involves magic, and the 11th squad are the dumb meathead squad.
I'm waiting for the reveal that literally everyone in 11th Squad has the wrong type of Zanpakuto, and they've been hiding it.
That'd be really funny. Like, Kenpachi actually learns how to release his sword, and it's just some weird JoJo power he doesn't know how to use. So he turns it off and just kills people.
It turns out his hair is his Shikai. He just never noticed.
Everybody else fights. Fiendor's talking to Shuhei, and he's like, I can chip pieces of my mask off to increase my power level. Okay. Izuru fights Avirama, who's a bird guy. Izuru cuts his wings and it's over because he can't fly now. His sword makes you heavy. And then Izuru's just like, it makes you kneel. My sword Wabisuke, it means to apologize because when I cut you with it a bunch of times, you have to kneel and beg for forgiveness, and then he decapitates him. The end.
The decapitation was pretty good. I was like, man, Bleach should use more horrible executions.
Right?
Yeah, he's like, it's not really a fighting sword. It's more of an execution sword.
Like, in his dour expression, the entire fight reflects that.
Yeah, I also enjoyed seeing this fight and how it was nothing like any fight they gave him in the filler arc.
Yeah, he needed this so bad after the filler.
He's he's so different a character in that filler arc where he's just a useless dipshit with his pants around his ankles. I didn't mention it, but there was a really good part in the first episode of this set where Gein's like, wow, Izuru seems like he's seething with unbelievable fury. That's good for him. There's also this weird part in this episode where Yumachika like sucks on one of the roses that he made by killing Charlotte and like absorbs his energy like a fucking gay vampire. Oxymoron. Substitute Shinigami Work Journal. Renji wants Ichigo to eat something and shoves it into his mouth. Ichigo likes it, but Renji says he can't seem to sell it for some reason. It's like a God, what's that? What's the shit that's filled with red bean paste? Has shaped like a fish usually.
Well, that taiyaki.
Yeah, it's like a taiyaki shaped like that weird character Byakuya seems to be obsessed with. 219. Shuhei's fighting Findor. Findor keeps smashing parts of his mask off to become stronger. He releases his Zanpakuto, and it's Pinza Aguda, and he becomes a fucking crab man. Crab people.
Crab people.
Hisagi releases his and Shuhei does his Shikai Kazashini, and it makes like 2 pinwheel blades on long sticks connected with a chain.
Yeah, it's like if you could imagine a scythe coming off of a nunchaku, but scythe blade comes out both ends at different heights barely? It's a real fucked up weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this is the episode where this guy's popular, so the money turns on.
Yeah, it was crazy watching how smooth the movement and running on the ground and cutting the legs went.
Right.
But Hisagi wins and then gives a really fucking stupid speech about like, you're weaker than me because you don't fear your own power. I fear my own power, and I don't like how my Zanpakuto is basically just seems like it's made to murder people because it's like hitting someone with a fucking circular saw.
Oh yeah, one more thing I have to get in about this episode. Once this guy transforms, he uses the high pressure water beam that they used in that filler episode where a crab hollow uses a high pressure water beam.
Is that from the fucking Ruri Chio filler episode?
Oh my God.
I completely forgot what that hollow actually did already.
My God.
Good.
Bleach filler is just the thief of joy.
Yes.
Anyway, Ikaku lost. Ikaku lost because he's a dipshit who didn't want to show his fucking Bankai off, so he lost and his pillar got destroyed.
Yeah, checks out.
Substitute Soul Reaper work journal. Rukia gives Ukitake the work journal and he praises her. This was all for the Seirete Bulletin and will be printed with all of Rukia's chappy illustrations included. Ichigo is shocked. 220. Because the pillar got destroyed, it's like starting to shift back into the real Karakura town. Tetsuzaimon like does some things with these weird like tools. They're like rods that stop the shifting.
Yeah, it's like a kind of like a park post you put in the ground. He's just like, this will prevent it. And I'm like, oh shit, that's really helpful. Why do we have such a giant pillar?
And then Komamura's gonna fight the dude that lost to defeated Ikaku. And I'm like, this dude's a captain. This dude's done.
Mm-hmm.
He releases his Zanpakuto, Calderon, and becomes giant.
He just becomes huge and frog-like.
Here's a rule for all shonen anime. If a guy's power is to get really big, he's a jobber. I don't think there's a single exception in literally all of shonen. If a dude's power is I become real big, I become a giant that you cannot interact with normally anymore. He's a jobber who will be defeated instantly.
Also, this guy is horrifying.
Yeah.
His giant whale mouth front thing was unpleasant to behold.
Yes. Then Komamura uses Bankai. Guess what happens to this dude we already established as a jobber?
He jobs?
He dies instantly.
It's almost like maybe you should just have the captains hanging around these pillars you're supposed to protect.
I don't really get why all the captains didn't immediately start fighting these guys.
Yeah, they can all flash step and be there instantly and end the fights instantly before any damage occurred.
That would be rude to Aizen, who handpicked each of these guys to have personality and skill set conflicts and parallels and contrasts to each of the people at the
old
post.
Man.
That's true.
I actually did like Yumichika's fight where it felt like these two dipshits from different frats were killing each other.
Mm-hmm.
Then Iba shit talks Ikaku and is like, fuck your stupid bullshit. Either get the job done or get strong enough that you can win without using your Bankai, you little bitch.
Everyone in that squad needs this talk, I think.
Yeah. Then Baragon gets really pissed because his Fracciones were defeated. Arankar Encyclopedia. Gin will explain Baragon's Fracciones. He explains all the resurrections and says, they're strong, but they're all dead now. 221. Baragon's last two Fracciones, Vega and Parduk. Or I think they say Nirgay? Nirgay. Vega and Nirgay. Like, we'll fight the Soul Reapers themselves. And Vega's gonna fight fucking Soifon? and Nirge's gonna fight Omaida. One of these dudes is gonna die instantly, I think.
He should.
Mhm.
Instead, we have 3 episodes.
Yup.
Meanwhile, Stark, the really plain-looking guy's like, he's like confronting Ukitake and Kyoraku. He's like, can we just pretend to fight until everybody else is done, and then whichever side won those fights, we can just say won. I don't really feel like doing anything. I really don't fucking want to do anything.
I mean, it's a
but
valid
then-
historical military tactic.
But then Kyoraku's like, no, we have to actually fight. Hitsugaya begins fighting Harabel, the girl, Espada. Rangiku's gonna fight all 3 of her Frashiones at once, and she traps them in the Heineko ash shit. And then they're like, we're fucking Arrancar. This shit isn't gonna work against us, and just blows it away. And I'm like, wow, Rangiku, you had way too high a fucking opinion of yourself saying you're gonna fight 3 of them.
Yeah, I thought I really thought that this is going to be a cool moment for her, and then it's like, no.
Also, she says a slur.
Yeah, she does that.
Yeah, what the fuck was with that? I'm like, Bleach.
She outright
Bleach?
gets racist. That's why I had to put in this channel the Rangiku about to get racist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back from the Bound arc.
I have no idea what the fuck she was thinking with that shit. I don't understand why you would write that. I don't understand why you would localize that.
Yeah, the localization part. I thought for sure they'd change it.
Right? There were
Just choose
so many points.
any other animal.
Shows up in the manga. Shows up in the anime in Japan. Shows up in the localization. Like, you could have stopped it at any point.
Yeah, it's rough.
Anyway, she calls one of the only black people on screen a gorilla, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
she does.
Yeah.
And
What the
I was
fuck?
like, I was coping so hard. I was like, no, she's just talking to the white one that she was previously talking to. But then Mila Rose, the black one, is the one who responds to that statement. So it's so obviously aimed at her. What the fuck were they thinking?
I do not fucking know.
Omaida and Soifon start fighting him. Soifon pins Vega to the wall with a Hado and releases her Zanbakuto. Omaida's getting owned, and Soifon's like, fuck, I hope he dies.
Completely
It's pretty
fair.
great.
Illustrated Guide to Zanpakuto. These basically don't have jokes, but they do have one joke, so I still have to recount them. Sinbon Zakura becomes 1,000 blades and slashes apart the enemies. Ichigo points out that he still holds the hilt during Shikai and says it looks lame, and Byakuya kills him in retaliation. He just like gets swallowed by the wave of petals in response. 222. Vega frees himself and fights back against Soifon and is like, your Shikai kills people if you touch them with it twice. Why did you explain it to me instead of touching me with it twice?
That is a great question.
And then he releases into Tigre Estoque and turns into a cat boy with like swords coming out of his wrists.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep fighting her and they seem equal. Then Omaida fights Nirge, and Nirge turns into a big elephant man that looks like he's from fucking Mech Man Zero. And it looks like Omaida is losing. But then he was only pretending to lose to get behind him and bash him in the head with his bowling ball Shikai. But this somehow does not work, and he gets back up and is going to kill him. But then,
He sucks so
gets-
much. I
but
fucking
then
hate
Vega,
Omaida.
Yeah.
Why is
this
his
is
fight
great because
still
like,
going?
Yeah.
like Omaida is so much worse than the person he's fighting. I don't mean like in terms of combat skill. I mean as a person.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's true.
Like this is how bad it got. I actually flashed back to like the 2 years I was watching WWE and started remembering when like 80% of every episode of Raw was Baron fucking Corbin. God, I hate Omaida. I hate the fact that we just had like those 4 fights at the Pillars, and they were cool and they were quick, and this shit goes on for so goddamn long and is
Yeah, this
so
goes
worthless.
on too long.
Yeah. And it just makes Omaida worse and worse. And it's like, guys, Omaida died in one punch from Ichigo, what, 200 episodes ago?
Something like that.
Yeah,
He doesn't deserve this. He doesn't deserve any scream time.
There's so much cool shit that we should be getting to, that we would be getting to if you weren't doing this.
yeah. All the other guys, at least they're pretty guys who are kind of popular. Nobody fucking likes Omaida.
Yeah, I was really hoping this was leading up to we killed him. Okay. It's over.
Anyway,
We're sorry.
Nirge is about to kill him, but then Vega knocks Soifan into his head and accidentally saves Omaida. Illustrated Guide to Zanpakuto. They're talking about Soda no Shirayuki. Byakuya narrates and says it's an ice and snow type and is considered the most beautiful Zanpakuto in all of Soul Society. And Rukia listens and gets really excited that he said it was beautiful. And he says, I'm just reporting the facts.
Oh.
223. Soifan keeps fighting Vega. Nirge fights Omaida some more. He knocks Omaida really high in the air, and Omaida's like, I can use the force as I come down and hit you really hard and defeat you. And I do that. Ooh. Then he tries to help Soifan, but gets owned, and Vega is going to kill him with a Sero, but Soifan breaks free. And then she's like, I was trying to study how these motherfuckers worked, so when I had to fight an actual strong one, I'd know things. Thanks for ruining that, asshole. And then Vega gets really mad and turns into a big, huge buff version of himself, and then Soifan kills him instantly.
And we get to see what her Zanpakuto actually does when it hits stings twice. Because we saw it in the filler, and they made up that thing about poison.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh, God.
I almost think it's a fucking Kamen Rider Fi's reference, because he dissolves the same way things in Kamen Rider Fi's dissolve, where the logo appears over him and he explodes and melts.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
But I don't know. There's a really funny part in this where Soifan's like, I don't worry about my subordinates because they're always challenged by everything they do. And I'm like, they're the stealth force, so correct, not the way you thought correct, but still correct.
It was so annoying that she's like, I stretched this out for so long to study them. It's like, what are you talking about? This guy's such a jobber. That doesn't matter. He's nothing like the real one. He's not even a Spada. He's a Fractione. They suck.
It's God, it was these episodes where I'm like, oh yeah, right. This is why I dropped Bleach the first time. An endless parade of yet more assholes to churn through.
Yep. Illustrated Guide to Zanpakuto. It's Zabimaru. It can extend and retract. Renji complains that his sword complains a lot, but it does so because he chops cabbage with it. Wah wah. 224. Rangiku is fighting the three Fractiones. She's getting fucking owned. Their names are Mila Rose, Sun, and Apache. She keeps getting owned until fucking Momo shows up fresh out of the mental ward. I'm sure they'll do great, those two girls together. Oh wait.
Yup.
Momo uses a big keto combination, blows them all up and injures them, and then they release and are healed instantly and make a big monster.
Yeah.
It's worth noting that Sun's a fucking snake. Apache's like a goat or like a yeti, and Mila Rose is a lion. They're a fucking manicore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Kyoraku kind of plays grab ass with Stark, and there is a really good part where Stark's Fracione, God, what is her name? I wrote it down. Where is it? Lillinette. Lillinette just flails at Ukitake, who effortlessly parries all her attacks, and then gives a really bizarre speech about how she's a child and should be doing child things like kicking balls.
Right? Just who is this sassy lost child?
Illustrated Guide to Zanpakuto. Kazashini, it's two sickles on chains. They go where they want. Shuhei can't predict where they go when he throws them, so no wonder he's like, these are just for killing people. They're for indiscriminate killing. He's like, you gotta learn how to use them. I cut myself before.
It's like, I'm scared of my power. Is that a philosophical thing? No, I have no idea how these work.
225. Lillinette keeps trying to fight Ukitake, but he doesn't. He's just ignoring. He's just no-selling her entirely. He's in sitting position doing this. The fused thing that the Fraciones meet defeat Rangiku and Momo instantly and effortlessly. It literally touches them, and they're like, "Oh my god, all our bones are broken. We cannot move and are dying."
Yeah, he just perfect sells their asses 1-2.
Yeah, I think in the manga, Rangiku here, we just see a big bump on her stomach. I'm pretty sure it's
gored.
Yeah, her whole kidney gets torn out.
Hisage and Azuru arrive to protect them. Izuru goes to heal them while while Shuhei tries to fight it, and Shuhei gets owned instantly.
But not as bad as the women.
No.
Just so we're clear.
Not as bad as the women.
Yeah.
Tetsuzaimon tries to help but gets owned. Everybody gets owned. And then Yamamoto just flicks his wrist and obliterates its heart. There's like a gigantic car-shaped hole in its chest.
Yamamoto, the human rinse cycle.
Illustrated Guide to Zanpakuto. Wabisuke makes you heavy. There's something where Izuru is ashamed of it being lame and is a drunk because of that? I didn't really understand it. 226. The big monster goes crazy because it got wounded by Yamamoto and then gets bigger. What did we just discuss?
Right? All of these have gotten bigger and then immediately died.
Yeah, because these are Power Rangers fights.
Yeah.
Where they're longer than they need to be because we're just starting out using the weakest thing possible for no reason and then slowly advancing through stages that we all know are going to happen because we're just killing runtime.
Oh, right. This is the episode where the budget turns back on because it's the last real episode of the arc.
Yep. Yamamoto slashes it, bisects it down the middle, but it recovers from that. And he's like, fuck this, and instantly immolates it. And then the three Frostiones are like, he killed our thing, get him, and he instantly immolates them. He says, I admire your spirit for attacking me when you've already given up an arm each, because they each cut off one of their arms and threw them together and they became the big monster. But then he just swings their sword and they're all dead.
He's like, out of respect, I'll just burn you. Holy shit.
Hitsugai is fighting Harabel and is struggling because she's the third Espada. Bullshit. There's no way she's stronger than Ulquiorra. Fuck you, Kubo. You can't convince me. I'm sorry.
I don't know. She's going to do something really cool, and Hitsugai is going to be totally cool enough to fight that, and it'll be great.
You promise?
Definitely.
Okay.
Stark is the first Espada, which I don't know about that one, so I guess that makes Baragon the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In Las Noches, Chad and Renji defeated all the hollow stealth force, and Rukia is fighting the leader. I sure hope she manages to beat him and does not job.
Oh my god, I will be so fucking mad if that happens.
Even if it was because he was an idiot, she did beat an Espada.
Mm-hmm.
Ichigo keeps fighting Ulquiorra, and then Ulquiorra's like, everybody's gonna die. And Ichigo says, they'll win after this filler arc. And then the episode ends.
Yep.
227. It's a weird, setup to the series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We see how Ichigo and Chad meet Keigo and Mizuru. We see how Orihime meets Chizuru and how Tatsuki kicks her in the face. We see the exact same thing with Renji getting promoted to lieutenant and wanting to talk to Rukia, but he doesn't because it isn't official yet. That we saw at the end of the Bount arc. Remember when that was the last episode of the Bount arc?
Oh my god. Yeah, and for some reason, a lot of this episode is framed from Mizuru's perspective.
Mizu Ito. Yeah. He literally is like, the way I was talking to you about it, Bob, is like, was there a popular slice of life anime that's about this exact archetype of character they're setting him up to be now in this exact thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he's the framing mechanism for the whole episode.
Right?
They're just like, oh, he's so disconnected.
It's real weird.
Yeah.
Keigo thinks Ichigo and Chad are thugs, but then they save him from some actual thugs. Okay. Thank you. And then it sets off basically leads directly into the first episode.
Right? It's like 1999. I just got home from middle school and I'm disappointed that DBZ has reset.
Yep. Illustrated Guide to Zanpakuto. Heineko. It turns to ash and can cut you. It's another joke about women be shopping.
Damn it. It could cut you, but all we know is she surrounds people with the ash and then doesn't fucking do anything.
Yep.
228. I actually loved this episode.
Yeah.
This episode was delightful. If all the filler of Bleach was just this kind of shit, it would have the greatest filler in anime history.
Yeah, no, if we could just have beach episodes for a whole season, sign me up.
Not even Bleach. This is like a full episode long illustrated guide to Soul Reapers.
Yeah.
Like a good one. The Soul Reapers are going to take a vacation at the beach because the Shinigami Women's Association built a pool in the center of his yard, and it just shows a flashback of him wordlessly annihilating it with his bot guy.
It was so good because the petals just descend a little, and the moment they touch the pool and the area around it, giant explosion.
There's a scene where everybody's shopping for swimsuits, and Isane's doing the thing. That's Unohana's lieutenant is doing the thing where she's ashamed of her big boobs and doesn't want to wear a sexy thing. And there is an unbelievably bizarre character trait for Unohana where she's like, put it on. And like holds up a really small one. It's like, put it on. Yoruichi wants Soifon to wear this really gaudy pink thing covered in sequins, and Soifon's like, I'm gonna stand up to her this time. Thank you for helping, Cap Yoruichi, but I'm gonna wear this one, and then it just cuts to Yoruichi ignoring her and buying it anyway.
Unfortunately, Yoruichi doesn't speak bottom and just ignores her.
They have fun on the beach. Chad and Orihime and Ishida are working at like the snack cafe booth thing on the beach. They have a sandcastle building competition. There's this great scene where Rukia is making a sand chappie, and Byakuya is making a sand, that weird character he's obsessed with.
Yeah.
And I forget who's watching, but somebody's like, they may not literally be related, but they're sure alike. And there's this great bit of Byakuya works so well as comic relief.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's almost like you have a whole cast of fun characters that would be great to interact. Why don't you just do a comedy series instead of every filler arc being some giant like battle?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's so much better than the garbage they keep feeding us.
Yeah.
Ukitake gets heat stroke, so his simps have to take care of him, and one of them's like, I'll build a sand structure around him to protect him from wind, and the other one goes, you idiot, he's protected from sun, so I'm going to cover him with these beautiful flowers. And they make a sand coffin filled with flowers for him as he lays there.
This is really good. They're like, wait, is this the art they're submitting? I don't know. I don't think they were competing.
Then a bunch of watermelon monsters show up and attack all the Soul Reapers, and they're all useless because they didn't bring their Zanpakuto.
How is that even possible?
I don't know.
And then Yoruichi and Soifon are like, well, we're physical. We're like hand-to-hand combatants, and just kill them all. Then Unohana shows up and is like, Byakuya and Ukitake helped me get these so we could have a watermelon splitting game, and like a million more spawn. And then the episode ends. Like, it's like, oh, they're going to fight all these weird monsters.
Oh my God. One thing that did happen in this episode I wanted to point out was Ichigo, Renji, and Ikaku were building a sandcastle. And then they all started like digging a tunnel under the sandcastle. And then Ikaku added to my list of nightmarish ways to die that I'm going to think about for the rest of my life. When oh shit, what is Kenpachi's accessory? Yes,
Yachiru.
When Yachiru shows up and causes a crab to bite Ikaku right on the asshole, which causes him to spasm and then get buried alive in sand.
Agro, have you ever seen that diagram of the guy dying in Nutty Putty Cave?
That doesn't sound familiar. Please don't send it to me.
Oh no, I'm sending it to you. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
It's too late, Aggro. He's already drawn you as the whoa chat. He's sending it right now, isn't he?
Yes, I am. I'm going to get it.
Oh my God.
This amateur spelunker got stuck in a cave and expired, and this is how he got stuck.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, people who will crawl into tiny little caves are fucking mental.
Yup.
My ass is not going anywhere I have to crawl.
That's on the list of afraid of for a reason.
Look, they're just literally that guy pointing at the hole going, this was made for me. Mm-hmm. They're among us.
Illustrated Guide to Zanpakuto. Hyorin Maru, it's the most powerful ice Zanpakuto. Rangiku says it has no use other than making ice for parties and hits a guy, gets mad. The bad movie is not mentioned.
Yeah, we don't hear about there are two of them or anything like that.
229. Ikaku and Yumachika travel to Karakura Town to catch some fucking hollow that did something. They're like, Ichigo, we're gonna live with you, and Ichigo says, fuck no, you're not.
I thought they couldn't refuse requests from Soul Reapers.
He's like, yeah, no, I checked the actual rulebook. Byakuya told me.
Then Ichigo dumps them on Keigo. Keigo's sisters lusts after Ikaku again, and then Ikaku's like, we have to fix this. What do we do? What do we do? And then Yumichika's like, I'll super glue a wig to your head because she only likes you because you're bald. And she gets mad and basically makes them suffer until they get thrown out. And then now Ikaku and Yumichika are living outside. Mizuho, Keigo's sister, and Keigo go to get juice. She gets attacked by the Hollow. Ikaku rips the wig off and saves her. The next day they go home and Mizuho's like, oh, he's so hot and bald.
When he tried to separate his soul, the wig was so strong it kept his soul
that
attached
was
to
really
his body.
funny.
That was really
That was really funny. I also liked him basically going, I'll just have to break out with guts, grr! And he just starts like screaming and grunting.
Yeah. I was watching that scene of him separating in awe, just going, there's no way this episode's saying that glue is that strong. That cannot be the entire point.
I think Yumichika's like, it's like weird spirit glue he got from Urahara. Illustrated Guide to Zanpakuto. Ashizo Gizijo. That's Mayuri's Soul Reaper. It can immobilize people if you cut them, but it still hurts. Like it makes your limbs numb, but you still feel pain. The Bankai is big baby that makes poison. Hitsugai narrated this explanation. Mayuri approves. It's like, have some candy. It's poison apple candy. And has like his face on a lollipop. It's pretty good. Those are the episodes. Wow, we got through those so fast, yet still not as fast as the next chunk of episodes will be.
Now imagine that took 5 hours.
Yeah.
Imagine.
And imagine it would be another year or so before you got to see the conclusion to anything.
Imagine that was the next 3 months of our lives.
Oh.
Like if you're not watching along, you'll never guess how much of those 5 hours was Omaida.
You'll never guess how much of those 5 hours was recapping.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Spoilers, it's probably more than an hour.
Yeah.
Like the episode starts, Ichigo does, I'm Ichigo Kurosaki, and this is the premise. Then we do the intro, then we do the recap, and then every time we cut between one of the 4 or 5 things happening, we recap the last minute of what happened last time we were on it.
Mm-hmm. It sure filled space. It's almost like they started this anime too early and they caught up immediately. And Kubo writes real slow and caused almost nothing happen on each page.
It is almost like that.
No way that there were problems caused by any of those factors, though.
No.
But what we really need to talk about right now
is this diagram Chris posted.
No, we don't need to get rid of that. We need to talk about the ED because we actually got all the way through at ED for the set of episodes because we watched so many.
We did.
It was ED 19, Kimi wo Mamote Kimi wo Aishite, or I Protect You, I Love You, by Sambo Master.
That's the name we're going with?
Yes, that's the name we're going with.
Samba Master? Okay. All right.
So, Dr. Aggro, how'd you like this ending?
Yeah.
Like
the songs, all right. Its energy's a little weird for an ED. There are like 3 different animation styles sort of sewn together to make the runtime of this thing. It also, I finally figured out why the visuals in a lot of Bleach EDs are weird, why it bothers me. They seem to be depicting a show that is not the one we're watching.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some dour, like, romantic drama about Rukia and Ichigo that has never existed in the world. Why do you keep making your EDs about it?
I don't know. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
Man, I'd so totally watch like His and Her Circumstances, but it's about Rukia.
Oh, yeah. Most of this cast, just shove it in there. It'd be great.
Oh, it'd be so good.
So 1 to 10, what would you say?
Wait. So instead of getting a da 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 da, we would get the papaya pa, which is like a huge upgrade.
Jesus.
Just in a Rod car shows up. Pa, ba, da, ba.
Oh my god. Wait. Let's get the reverse of it though. What if Arima became a Soul Reaper? Okay, this is we can consider this elsewhere.
Yeah, this was, I mean, like, it wasn't that bad. 5.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same page as you. It's just real weird that it has like 3 different ideas for what the ED is. Like it seems to just drop out the weird In the Rain thing to go to a clip show, to go back to a bizarre shader over Ishida, who isn't even in these episodes, just so we're clear. Yeah, I'm also going to give it a 5. It's real.
Was Ishida not in the beach episode?
Oh my god, was he?
Oh yeah, he was in the beach.
Okay, he was in the
episode.
beach episode, but that's it.
Yeah, he was making the yakisoba.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Okay, we saw him in the regular episode sitting down and still being healed for like a frame.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like Renji's back in, and I don't know what his deal is.
Right?
Well, Ishida was knocked unconscious for a while because Nimue smothered him with her tits, and that takes a while to come back from.
Nah, I wouldn't lose.
Okay, Dan, what do you think of the ED?
Wait, what was your score?
A 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I fucking hate this ED. I'm sick of EDs with 3 different ideas for what they are. I'm tired of, well, we put a filter over it. That's like having an artistic vision or an idea. It's like, no, you put a Photoshop noise filter over it. Not even multiple frames, it looked like. Just one.
Mm-hmm.
Composited on a slow as fuck walking animation, focusing on characters with tones that don't match at all. And then once again, like Agro was saying, the rest of it doesn't even seem like it's for Bleach. It's just so morose almost. It's so unbelievably somber. It makes no fucking sense here. I really do not like this. I don't hate the song. I hate all the visuals though, and the song's just okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving it a 3.
Chris?
Like, it's all right. It's a pretty ED-shaped ED. Agro's right. It does feel like it's from another show, but I'll give it a 6.
Well, that brings the score to 19, giving it a total average score of 4.75.
And that means we get to move on to my favorite segment, the best dressed, which we did so many episodes. There's so many choices, but you only get one. Unless you really want to do another one, but whatever.
Oh.
Dan, who is the best dressed?
Ichigo, his swimsuit's fucking stellar.
darn
That
it.
dude nailed it.
No, he did. He has
He
the
did.
necklace and everything. It's great.
Unassailable.
Yeah, he went all, like, he has a specific beach necklace. This guy
Yeah,
is kind of a douche.
That dude got that necklace with like the limited edition launch version of his PS1 JRPG. That outfit fucking whips ass. Second place goes to everyone else at the beach because you said we could get another one. I'm just claiming them all. None of you get to choose any of the. That's how that works, right?
No.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I've ruined your day.
Yeah, that's terrible. Oh, I guess I'll wrap back around to what my actual runner-ups were after everyone else gets to go.
Sure.
Anything else would be rude.
Chris, who is the best dressed?
I will give it to Ukitake in his coffin. He looks so peaceful.
He does.
I'm envious. I wish that was me instead of me watching these episodes.
Let's see. I'm going to pick Mila Rose with her weird gladiator outfit. I think that was kind of neat. She's got like the little gladiator skirt and helmet. Worked.
She has a skirted magic helmet.
Yes, she has a skirt and magic helmet. And Dr. Edgar, what do you think?
I'm going to once again give it to my man Ikaku for his beautiful t-shirt.
It is really
That shirt's
good.
really funny, especially the parts where he's wearing a vest to cover it up and Yumachika keeps unzipping the vest to piss him off.
Yeah, my third runner-up or second runner-up, third choice was Ikaku with the glued-on wig and the blue vest.
Looking like a Walmart greeter out for murder.
Exactly what I was gonna say. I'm like, what the hell? He's transitioning to his new life in the human world flawlessly.
Yeah.
Second place goes to Orihime's pink hoodie and swimsuit. That was a very good look.
Yeah.
I've got to give it up to Soifon in her pink bathing suit. When you absolutely need to communicate, I am a grown woman, I am a lesbian, and I am a bottom, all at the same time.
What an achievement.
In reverse best dressed, can I give it to Rangiku's swimsuit? That was terrible. It looked horrific. What an accident.
It looked like somebody drew over a specific photograph they probably already had at their desk.
And not well.
All right, anyone else got runner-ups?
Coffin's a good choice.
Coffin is a good choice.
Yeah.
And we're moving on to Dan. How excited are you to watch more of Bleach at 1 to 10?
No!
I think we need a new number for no.
I'm giving it a 1. This is I have been broken completely. As I said earlier, if I had knowledge now of what or back then of what I did now, we would not have gone on this journey. This show is cruel. It is savage. It is uncivilized. How dare it treat me, the viewer, like this? These 15 episodes were unreal levels of unsatisfying. The coolest part is when Shuhei's like, yo, I got my 69 tattoo. Give me the budget. And so they gave him the budget for cool animation. And I was like, oh, this episode's neat. And then there were like 7 more after that.
Uh-huh.
And 3 of them were about chuckle fuck. God. It's brutal, man. It's hard out here. It's savage on these fucking streets.
It is real rough.
Oh, and then all the women show up to job and do horribly. In order to have an actual battle, 3 of the enemy women have to team up. Rangiku gets racist, and then they both instantly job to a manticore thing.
There's masculine, yeah.
Yeah, they literally had to summon a mask-coated monster to beat up the heroes, and they both job instantly. It was horrible. What a shitty set of episodes. 1. How are we going into filler? This is a nightmare.
Hey, this is the first filler arc of the 2 filler arcs. Is the one everybody says is good because that is a bunch of designs Kubo did.
Cool. At least I'll get edified in service of appreciating a Bleach game at some point in time. Unlike the fucking Bound arc. Useless fucking knowledge.
They're running out. I'm sure that Jinkari will be in Bleach Brave Souls eventually.
He better. He deserves
we gotta have,
it.
Since there's 2 filler arcs, I think we gotta start ranking the filler arcs after each one. Like, where do they place in comparison to each other? What's the best one and what's the worst one?
Yeah, right now Bounce is on top. Easy.
Yeah.
Burichio wishes she had as many plans as Jinkaria.
Shusuke Amagai sucks so fucking bad. I hate him so much.
And I know it's not filler, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Aizen's plan, seemingly his plan, has sucked so bad, I'm starting to think Jinkaria might have it more together than this man.
No, there's plans. There's plans within plans. You just don't get it.
Yeah? Okay. Well, Bob, I'm going to trust you. And by the end of this arc, the actual end of this actual arc of the show, I better see a salient fucking ploy from fucking Aizen.
All right. Sure, that'll happen.
God damn it.
Chris, do you have any trivia?
Aizen has a plan. That's not trivia! No, or is it true?
I completely forgot this aspect of the show.
That is fine. There is no trivia this week. There were 15 episodes.
Trivia. Did you know 15 is a lot of episodes?
So I said the next filler arc has a bunch of shit Kubo designed. That counts.
Oh, am I supposed to call you on that? One moment. Is this true or false?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just true. All right, got it.
Wow, we all got it.
Finally, we needed a win.
Yeah, we did.
I show up late to my fucking shift. They're like, you're late. And I'm like, I'm early for tomorrow's shift, sir.
Okay, now we need to do our tightness scale to rate these episodes.
Fuck, are you kidding me?
Dan, you seem excited. Want to rate your episode? 0 to 25.
0 to 25. Let me just look at my numbers here. Want to make sure this stays mostly in line. Let's see. I don't remember any of these other ones getting racist. Been a while since we've seen the ladies' job this hard in Bleach. There's like one well-animated episode. I kind of like the part where the bad guy in that one episode's like, I'm going to seal you away from everyone so that way you could, do a horrible war crime to me. And he's like, well, that's great because that's my specialty. But aside from that, that's Shuhei's great animation here and that are like the 2 good things. There are only two good things. I don't like how that thing gets big. It is like a horrible frog with a whale mouth and just trundles around. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. God, am I really... I'm giving it an 8, and I feel like that's generous.
That is really generous.
It is really generous. If I didn't watch so much all at once and watch as it went nowhere.
Yeah, you really are driving in a circle.
Voice in my head saying, give it a 4, give it a 4, give it a 4, give it a 4, give it a 4. Give it an 8.
All right. I guess I'll go. Yeah, there were only 3 episodes I liked. I'm giving it a 3.
1 point for each episode. Wait, that's a maximum of 15.
Yeah, it is. The rest were so bad they can't go above that.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it really was just the well-animated Shuhei fight. The beach episode, and the final episode of the real arc here where it's well-animated, and we get to see the tiniest sliver of Ichigo and Ikuliora fight.
Okay, so here's what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm going back to my score. I'm giving it a 5. Here's why.
Okay.
Because if I had that many episodes I enjoyed in a 5-episode set, I would give it an 8.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
like
this is 15 episodes.
This is 15! Okay, I'm giving it a 5, though. I'm not giving it a 3. I still feel like this is better than that, and there are further depths of the depravity of this show awaiting me!
Hey, I also need to give it the big knockdown, because this is what made me drop Bleach the anime and switch to the manga.
Shit, at that point, then it should get a 0. But that's reserved for movie 2, The Diamond Dust Rebellion, which got 3 zeros.
That's reserved for that and the next filler arc, which is where I completely stopped watching.
Oh my god!
We'll see. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be great, actually. Dr. Aggro, how tight was this?
There was if you laser focus, there was a lot of cool shit in these episodes. That was poisoned by proximity and association with some context and some other shit. There were a couple of really good filler episodes. There were some legitimately hype moments in these fights. That giant 3-arm monster thing would have been really cool. I saw what they were going for with the, oh my god, it's so unbelievably primeval and powerful, but I'm like, why is it in the middle of this fight and just wasting time until we get to see Captain's whip ass? So I'm gonna give it like an 8.
Yeah, I was telling Bob, like, something that would have really helped if those 3 and that monster they made were the focus. And that was like at least a few episodes about them, with a plot centered around them, with stakes that were real.
Yeah, like if this has happened in Hokumondo and we just saw more there, maybe anything to not have this exact circumstance where it's like you have 2 guys who could just end all of this standing around doing literally nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the feel of his entire arc. You have no stakes because at any point the head captain or even Ukitake could just end it.
Yeah, and I have in my fucking notes the whole, like, I forget what episode it's written on. I have to go look at it. I think it's 224. Let's see. Okay, 221. It is absurd that Yamamoto felt the need to seal Aizen into the fiery vortex to keep him from doing anything because no one's doing anything.
Yeah, who sealed you in the fiery vortex, old man?
He's just a boomer.
Like, I wonder if this was just less noticeable in the manga.
I do think these fights got resolved pretty fast in the manga.
I mean, yeah, when I was looking up the list of episodes, some of them were expanded, and those were the ones like the Omaida episodes. And I'm
really?
Like, no.
You don't say.
Why did you do that?
Because they needed fucking anything, Bob. They needed material.
It would have been incredible, though, if Soifong just instant killed that guy, and we didn't have an episode building up to it. She just did it. That would have been great.
You had to do research, though.
All these fights should have been one episode. And it should have just been them decapitating Hardcore after Hardcore.
Yeah.
With extreme prejudice. Okay, Yamamoto, you're the one who said it. Here we go.
Right? Like, Yamamoto should have just drawn his Shikai, and 70% of these people should have imploded.
Yeah. No, that we've been doing these theatrics just seems goofy.
I would like to note it's pretty funny how El Tigre Estoque Sebo is like so caked up. It's funny. This dude's so fucking buff and shit. It's like he's like the Super Saiyan form where they don't get faster, they just get big.
Yes, he does that for about 2 seconds before he gets exploded.
Yeah, and also was that the dude who was Colonel Mustang, or was that in fact the dude who was Tony Oliver?
That was Tony
I think
Oliver.
It was Tony Oliver. Yeah, so that was a moment. That was the moment as Tony Oliver's like, I'm the second cat boy in Bleach. And I'm like, really? It feels like there should have been more by now.
Chris, how tight was this?
You're not going to believe this, but these are the first sets of episodes I didn't have to actually recap. So 25.
God damn you.
Context.
Also, that the beach episode was genuinely delightful.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got to just sit down and watch 5 hours of meathead shonen. I didn't have to constantly pause and go, in this scene, this happened. In this scene, this happened. It was like I didn't have, for the first time, I got to watch Bleach without having a fucking weight around my neck.
You know, we'll see if this philosophy pans out for me, as I don't take a single fucking note on the remake of the Mewtwo movie for Pokemon Go to the movie.
You already did. You already have those notes.
No, I told Bob months ago. I didn't tell any of you that was the bit, that I was just going to look at my notes and go, well, that didn't happen, or that did happen. This time it looked hideous. Dan, this remake is not the best movie we watched. It totally is. I didn't have to pause the movie, rewind, and take notes. Fucking 25. Are you kidding me, Chris?
Sorry, I finished these episodes and I'm like, oh, that was so easy. Didn't hurt at all.
Well, hopefully this next set won't hurt. Bob, do you know the episodes we're watching for the next episode of Chugging Bleach?
We are watching what some people classify as 2 arcs and other people on Wikipedia classify as 1 arc. It's episode 230 through 265.
We're watching 36 episodes?
Yes.
We're watching 15 hours of Bleach?
Yes.
Yep.
This episode may take longer to make. We'll see.
Oh my god. That's cool. We'll just watch 5 hours a week of Bleach for the next 3 weeks, and then we'll go to record and be skeletons.
Yes. It's called the Zanpakuto, the alternate tale.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Or, according to the Bleach Wiki, there are 2 arcs.
The one where Jinkaria returns and...
No!
It just plays the Always Sunny theme.
Zanpakuto, Unknown Tales arc, and Beast Swords arc.
Oh, these sound like garbage. I don't know why Agra
definitely...
sounds excited.
Beast swords? Like CG Bleach made in Canada?
All I know is that the first one of these everybody likes and is real high on because it has lots of designs by Kubo. And the second one, people say this has the worst designs in any filler Bleach content.
Don't worry, this is all one big thing. They're talking about another filler arc that I don't even know about.
Oh no!
So excited.
Nice.
Are we, when we come back, are we going to do a tightness score for each of the filler arcs? I mean,
it's one big
all
thing.
right.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's
because it's all one story.
Yeah. That's,
Fun fact, I have not gone to double check this, but this is something I read. Starting with this batch of episodes, since I'm watching on Hulu, I finally get to start watching Bleach in widescreen.
What do you mean?
It has been 4:3 to this point because the Japanese DVDs were cropped to 4:3 up to 229.
What?
That's insane.
What?
absolutely insane, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Bob and I have been watching, and whenever they do
The flashbacks?
No, the explanation of how the sword's powers work.
Oh, yeah.
They literally have 4:3 footage behind with a hole around it, so you can see it's 4:3, a terrible 16:9 border.
Yeah, which is really weird because a lot of those are things that happen in 16:9.
Almost all of them are things that happen in 16:9, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
Also, something that became apparent in this set of episodes, if you watch anime on Hulu, the sub and the dub are 2 different sets of episodes. and the subtitles are different. Like on the Japanese audio with English subtitles, it's like regular subtitles. If you turn the subtitles on for the dubbed episodes, I swear it's AI generated.
Oh no.
Because it'll get the names of the Iran car wrong, and sometimes when somebody says a Japanese word for part of their attack or their shikai, it'll either say speaking Japanese or inaudible. Even if they already said that word that episode.
God.
AI subtitles are never acceptable. They're always bad.
It should just pop up with applause whenever they use their Bankai. That's terrible, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to... Wait, no, I'm not. I'm not excited to watch 15 hours of Bleach. I just gave it a 1 on the excitement monitor.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. We're going to get through 7 monthly episodes in 1 month.
In some ways, I'm excited because I have never watched this Bleach. I watched the first 2 episodes of this arc and was like, I'm out.
Wow.
So
I've never seen any of this filler arc. All I know is that I sure seen a lot of titties on girls from this arc.
Huh.
People sure draw a lot of those.
Nice.
Hey, before you down that jug of bleach, how about you head on over to patreon.com/gbpodcast. You can get the next episode of Chugging Bleach early and help support us doing insane 7-year-long endeavors like watching all of Bleach. We also do many other shows that you can get extras for, and if you ascend to Vastopod Lourdes, you'll even get credit for it on Big Think Dimension, our weekly gaming podcast. If not, that's fine. We'll see you next time you're thirsty for some bleach. The executive producers for this GigaBoots video are Esme, Ely Broyles, Spaceman Spiff, Red Blaze 27, Brendan O'Sullivan, A Reminder for Symphony of War, Cooper Tank, Very Best Plot, Iconic Bane, and Rado. Thank you very much to our executive producers. And also these guys. If you want to become an executive producer or normal patron, head on over to patreon.com/gigaboots today.